I've been born again.
Today, let's take a thought from Hebrews, the 12th chapter, and verse 4. And it reads, "You have not yet resisted unto blood, striving against sin." Now, this is stated in different ways in different translations. Look at the American Standard Version says, "You have not yet resisted unto blood, striving against sin." Darby, New Translation, says, "You have not yet resisted unto blood, wrestling against sin." It gives you good implication that you're involved in this, wrestling. The English Standard Version says, "In your struggle against sin, you have not yet resisted to the point of shedding your blood." See, it brings out the thought that this hasn't become as personal as it should. Your blood, shedding your blood, giving your life in the struggle against sin. See, this is the main point, is that we're struggling against sin. Paul's been talking about this since verse 1. How are you going to stand in this evil day? How are you going to, be able to make it to the end of your race? Well, struggle against sin. See, this is involved. International Standard Version says, "In your struggle against sin, you have not yet resisted to the point of shedding your blood." The New King James Version says, "You have not yet resisted to bloodshed, striving against sin." The New Living Translation says, "After all, you have not yet given your lives in your struggle against sin." It's a very personal thing. This is your struggle. If you're going to endure unto the end, it's going to require your struggling against sin. Now remember, James told us that when a person sins, when they're tempted, see, when they're drawn away of their own lust and they're enticed, then, see, when you give in to the temptation, then that gives birth to sin. And so, see, this is when it has to be addressed. It has to be addressed during the temptation stage. That's struggling. So you struggle against it then. After you sin, you don't struggle against it. You confess it. And he's faithful and just to forgive you of your sins. But he's talking about a way that you don't have to sin. You can say no to sin. You can struggle in the temptation stage and avoid sinning. Now that's quite a consideration. Think about that.
Rushing wind blow through this temple, blowing out the dust we